So I'm going to introduce Ian, first of all, to what I call the Brotherhoods Code. For a long time, I used to wonder how it was that I could invent so fast when children gave me ideas for drama. And then I realised that I had a system that was largely unconscious at that time, whereby I could span all times and all social stratas and sort of all ages of people and all kinds of activities. So, I'll try one on you. If I put my spectacles on, if I use the Brotherhoods Code, I am now of the brotherhood of all those who have second sight. Well, you see what it's done? I've said these are not just magnifiers. They function as two lots of eyes. So, how many people have second sight? You see? There are those with guide dogs. Right? There are all those who can prophesy, those who foretell the future, gypsies with crystal balls. You see what I mean? Now, do you get any if I stay quiet? Second sight.
People who use telescopes? Maybe?
Telescopes, the camera, the second sight, the lens that is more than the normal. You see? Now, what you've done is you haven't taken everything to do with spectacles. You've taken one feature, which is the dimension of vision is extended. However, if you want another one, it might be all those who can hide behind a mask. So these don't look much like a mask, but you watch some people who do actually turn their eyes off when they put their specs on. They're a very good disguise. And how many spies have been known to wear glasses, you know? I mean, people do, don't they? It's one of the quick ways of disguising. So it is now used as a mask, you see. But then you've the brotherhood of all those who would hide their faces is what that is. Now, what about the elephant man? You see how very quickly it gives you these roots into people who do not wish to be recognized, who have purposes, catatonic people, people who wear masks as the Tuareg people do. The men wear the mask, the cloth over the face. What about yashmaks? You see, you straight away, you're all over the world, you're all through time. The man in the iron mask, and so on. So it is not cleverness, really. It's a system, you see.
Yes, it sort of unleashes a whole lot of
That's right.
ideas.
It puts you in touch with all the things you know, but you've forgotten to remember, you know, because how could you keep them all at the front of your mind, you see? Now that expands your capacity enormously for finding material, because, you see, the word brotherhood is, I belong to the human race. In fact, I've just thought of one where I don't belong to the human race. If I am of the brotherhood of all those who must cover their faces, I could be a dog with a muzzle. You see? I could be a surgeon with a mask. You see, already it's more and more and more. And I've given you a whole series of exercises in these tutorials, and I do recommend that you keep turning them over and trying them. It isn't that I say, oh, I can do it, I never bother. I do that a lot, because it excites me. I find it very intriguing to stand at a bus stop, or get in a car and say, I am of the brotherhood of all those who wear carapaces. You know, so me and the turtles have a lot in common, you know, that me and Roman soldiers in armour have. But again, you see, you've taken one aspect of the car. Now, can you think of any other aspects of car? I mean, you drive every day.
Yes. Yes. Well, I suppose it's the aspect of change, of...
Now say it as I am of the brotherhood of all those who.
All right. I'm of the brotherhood of all those who change position or move from one place to another.
Who travel.
Who travel.
I am of the brotherhood of all travellers. Now that's quite different from the car as a carapace.
Yes.
So I don't understand maths, but you've squared it about 87 times.
Mm.
If I am of the brotherhood of all those who can unleash power. So I've got my whatever you call the key. I've forgotten the ignition key. You put the ignition key in and unleash power. What of people who cause storms to rise? The gods, unleash power. People who let guard dogs off.
Mm.
And, it just never ends. Sometimes I say, go on, Dorothy, get this one to the bitter end,
Yes.
and I might get about 15 images. Yes. And I don't know what you're seeing in your mind, but I'm actually seeing the carapace. I actually physically understand. It completely metallically surrounds me. When I unleash power, the power I know here. Mm-hmm. You see? Mm-hmm. Now, are you doing that?
No, I find that very difficult to do. Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's your next stage, really, to force the image. Let's try another one. We, at this moment, are of the brotherhood of all those upon whom light has descended. We are enlightened people. Now, you see, I see images of monks in yellow robes and the enlightened, the gurus. Yeah. I actually see them. Actually, I actually experience it, in a funny way in my body. Now, I reckon that vivid imagination, which actually goes through the complete muscle system, which is presumably what actors understand.
Yes.
But anybody who empathises must do it. If you've got empathy, there must be some sensation. You may not register it. So I have this belief, and I could be wrong, of course, we all could be, that you can make it possible to happen to you. Now, we did a very early exercise on reading a piece of text and making yourself see.
Yes, yes, I remember.
It's very important to the instantaneity of it, the sudden instantaneity of it. Yeah. When somebody says, can we do a play about guard dogs of the brotherhood of all those who, and you'll go straight into Rome. I suddenly, you see, then was in the middle of lions fighting Christians and Christians fighting lions, I suppose it should be, because it's to do with the guarding of these beasts somehow. And so it probably isn't a very direct image, but that's where I was.
Yeah, so I could throw anything up and you'll be able to...
Yes, yes, I think so. I'm not saying I would do them all as well as I could, because some obviously summon more immediate images. Now, of course, I tend to summon morbid images, because I'm a divergent thinker. And Liam Hudson found when he was looking at divergent thinkers, they frequently do have morbid images. So I have to counterpoise mine and counteract them with, okay, recognize it's a morbid image, and immediately give it, not get rid of the morbid image, but do a balance image.
Yes.
You see. A dog attacking is immediately, has to be countermanded, as you might say, by man defended against dog, and so on, you see. Now, you've got the message. I can't do it anymore. The rest is repetition.
Yes.
That you keep on saying, right, whatever I am doing, I am of the brotherhood of all those who. And when you've got one, you don't say, oh, I've done pens. You say, what other aspects of pens? are there? And, you know, there might be 3 or 4 that we won't go into now, but they will be there. You see, I'm the brotherhood of all those who leave their mark, is one. At this moment, I can't think of another, but there'll be others, because you can make yourself. I do think we can help ourselves a great deal quietly and train ourselves without having to go on courses, quite honestly.
I think it's very, I mean, I think the interesting with, say, with the pen is moving to the position of leaving your mark from communicating or, you know,
that's right.
shedding information.
Yes.
That step that's difficult for me.
The one you've made me have another one on pen, you see. All those who can leave part of themselves behind, because my words now exist without me. Now, you're into Egyptian mummies, straight off. They've left part of themselves behind. The skeletons. What about the business of, I don't know what sect they are, who must keep all their finger pairings, their nail pairings, and their hair cuttings, who must leave part of them, because they've got to have them for the journey into the unknown, you see. Now, you can do it once I stop nattering at you. And how much you're prepared to do it depends on how much control you have and how much you care about your profession. It's as simple as that. On that note,